Okay, so for our very first of the 8 dimensions of wellness, especially if we're talking to college students, maybe let's start with the one that tends to stress them out the most right about this time, which is the intellectual area. So this is a time in life when there's a lot of growth and development around gaining new ideas, and how do we integrate that and still have it be an area of wellness?
Sure. Yeah. I would say, like a lot of students that I've talked to, intellectual doesn't seem to be a dimension of wellness, but it really is, right? And when you're a college student, that's kind of your full-time job, right? Is learning and taking in new information and how you're going to apply that in the future. And it's a place to like learn new things and experience new places and integrating with new people. And so it's a really exciting time, but also, like you said, it can be a really stressful time, especially when you think about intellectual wellness as a college student, taking classes, studying for exams, doing group projects, all of those other components of it. But it can also be really exciting.
Yeah, and I think, you kind of said it can be exciting. I think it's also that reframe. So when you're thinking of all of the assignments and the homework and all of these things as a hurdle to get to a degree, that's different than looking at as an area of, as you mentioned, growth for future career and things that are going to help you feel more well-rounded and are going to be using them in your future passion, ideally, right? That's the job that you want to do. So kind of reframing it more as an area of wellness versus the thing that you just have to do. And so how do you help a student reframe?
Yeah, I think there is no better time than when you are at a university or at college to experience intellectual well-being, because there are so many opportunities, right? So you are getting to learn really cool things about what you're going to be doing in the future. You get to be able to then put that into practice when you do experiential learning, like internships and other things like that. But also, like, there are lots of other people on this campus exploring lots of other areas. And so you get to learn what other people are really excited about. And you get to go to art competitions, and you get to see like debates, and you get to go to all these free things. And like that opportunity does not come around very often.
Yeah, I was so happy you mentioned that, because that was one of the first things I was going to try to steer us to. Is like, one of the things I think when we think intellectual, we're thinking of like the specific classroom stuff, but it's also being that first time with that exposure to so much more diversity than the area that you just grew up in. Like if you're looking at a traditional college student, they've been around the same people for most of their lives. This is the first time where you get to explore different cultures and kind of learn about other people's lifestyles and how some people have different experiences everybody has different experiences up until now. And so that is part of that intellectual growth as well. It's not just the classroom stuff. So what kind of things would you suggest a student maybe explore as they're trying to increase their diversity of things that they're aware of?
Yeah, I would say first and foremost going to any college or university bulletin boards, because there's always options for things to go to, usually for free, which is really cool. But kind of think about things that are outside of your typical course of study, right? So if you're studying biology, going and seeing what the art department's putting on, going to see what the English department's doing, right? Because those are also free opportunities for students to see and explore what other students are learning. And I think being able to see and have that variety is just going to bring more to what you are going to take away from your college experience.
Yeah, I think that's great advice. And I love the idea of the bulletin boards, because I think that gets overlooked so much. I find it so fun just walking through campus and be like, oh, hey, that's what's going on. And I'm not even
There's always so much. Yeah, for sure.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.